no doubt.
Okay.
You're human. Just because you're male does not mean you can't feel. You have feelings. But the world that we live in, and just mark my words, as a man, you are not, and this is just because of the way shit works. It's not that it's correct. But you are not able to, especially as a black man, to go out into the world and operate based on your feelings. The world don't give a fuck about your feelings as a man. When you go out into the world, you stand on principle, you stand on logic, you stand on facts, you stand on what makes sense and is gonna match with your, your lifestyle and what you're trying to have for yourself. When we talk about your feelings, it's your job as a man to go find a helpmate, a wife, a woman, create some sort of vulnerable space at home to go talk about your feelings. So when we talk about you in the workforce or you working with women when it comes to movies and directing, your profession, when it comes to just associates and things of the world, it is not a safe space for men, especially black men, to be out and vulnerable basing their moves on their feelings. This is why it's so important for you to find that regardless of what your relationship beliefs are, you need to find that space created, that intimate space, that space to be vulnerable for you to then have a outlet, a venting space as a man to go let that shit out.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right, right. So just before you, so on that one point, right, you got to understand, and this is just me keeping it real with you from a female perspective, there are a lot of women that they don't want a man that got an opinion. They want like a yes boy. We in a day and age where like a lot of TV and reality shows and music glorifies the idea of you just looking at the female as a prize. You do what she say, don't think, don't express, and if you do, they're gonna call you gay, they're gonna call it soft, they're gonna say you being emotional. As a man, you have to find this space of discernment, like knowing the difference on your own before you get involved with women, because a woman that's just trying to control you, they will make it seem like you just standing on principle, you speaking up about things that are not okay for you as a man, that you being a bitch. But listen, this is what I'm telling you, right? When you picking a female, and I don't give a fuck what nobody tell you, they have to understand that as a man, I don't have the space to be out in the world being expressive of my feelings. So in my household, I need that, like that grace. Like I need that space to be able to do that. But the other side is like the scenario when I told you to give me an example. What you missing is some of the way that you saying stuff is coming off like, and this could come from, I don't know how your upbringing was, but maybe you haven't been around a lot of men and been shown how to express. But a perfect, right, there you go. Then this is why that whole glorified single mother shit is a problem for especially our community. Because when you only got a woman showing you how to maneuver with your emotions as a man, it comes out where there will be times where you acting like a female, and it ain't that you trying to, you was only shown by a woman. But like when you expressed earlier, okay, normally on Saturday nights we have movie night. We sit down, we watch a movie, or we be on the phone and we watch a movie together. And then this particular Saturday, you don't call, you don't say we not doing it. You break our pattern, right? As a man, you have to be able to express that what I'm really disappointed in is I was looking forward to seeing you and I didn't get to. So I was disappointed about that because, you know, I like you. And then the other side of it is I'm a man. Like, I don't want my time played with. So I don't want to be sitting nowhere waiting on someone based on this being our normal patterns. If you can't do it, I ain't tripping. I'm not emotional because you couldn't. So don't paint this picture, or, you know, don't say it in a way where you could be painted like, oh, this nigga just mad because I ain't do what he wanted me to do. No. I want you to move how you want to move, but just know you can't play with my time. You're not going to have me like following our normal schedule, but then you deciding to do something different and you don't even feel like I'm important enough, or my time isn't important enough for you to just express that. That is the verbiage you wanted to use. The way you said it, it made it seem like, oh, this nigga just feels some type of way because I ain't do what we always did. And it's like, no, as a man, you able to do what you want to do as a grown woman, just my time is valuable. And this is right. And this is when I'm saying, but not keep me in the loop. This is what I'm saying. Stand on principle, right? So as a man, if you value your time, I'm not telling you as the other person what you do and don't got to do. I'm telling you how you have to operate if you want to keep dealing with me. Meaning my time is valuable. So any type of dealings that we have, and if it involves my time possibly being wasted or me being left waiting, that's going to be a problem. It ain't got shit to do with my feelings. This is me standing on what I know I deserve as a man. Right? You have to have your reasons, your principles as a man as to why you bringing certain stuff up. And I'm telling you this, it's important for you to be like this when you're dating, because until you and this woman really lock in and you get to know her and know that she's that person that you could be vulnerable with, nowadays bitches is just gonna call you soft. That's what you're gonna be labeled. And you know, you fuck around with the wrong one, they're damn near just try to say you gay just because you're expressive. So you do have to watch how you word things. You never want to do that, but you want to check yourself on your tone and the way you say it. You know how they say it ain't what you say, it's how you say it. A perfect example. If me and you talking and this is the first time I moved in a way that wasted your time, it doesn't need to be a dramatic communication. But you need to stand on principle that, hey, moving forward, I'm not okay with this. I don't have to be in no control over how you move, but anything involving my time, the people I choose to keep in my life, the type of women I'm attracted to, they got to understand this. Simple. And it don't even have to be too deep of a conversation, because you don't want them overreact. This is the person learning you. Because sometimes, you know, it may be a nigga I dealt with in the past. I was able to do him like that. Meaning like it wasn't nothing to him for to be sitting up waiting on me, or me not to call and say we ain't doing something that we planned for. Everybody's different based on their experience with people. But boom, this, okay, so, but boom, right there, when you said it's not that she don't want people to express, but it's overwhelming for her, that's suppressive. If I'm your lady, and because I, just peep this, me and you together, I'm your lady, and because I haven't learned how to be okay with people expressing a difference of opinion, I make it where every time you try to express yourself or a difference of opinion, I start to saying that you emotional or you soft. It makes it where we aren't going to be compatible. Like, I got to go work on my ability to manage uncomfortable conversations. And that's where a lot of people are right now. Based on the traumas and the experience they've had with relationships, they in a space where they don't want to hear shit but in agreement with how they feel. And if you don't validate their view or how they feel, they will try to paint you as though, oh, you doing something to them or it's a problem. Right. I'm gonna tell you. So I'm gonna tell you this specifically, and I'm cutting you off on purpose. I can hear and feel in the energy that you've given me on both phone calls that we did, like where your intentions are. Right. What you're struggling with is knowing or having the discipline to let go of stuff that don't match with where you're trying to go. And what I mean by that, and this is going to be tough for men because we in a very like sexualized season, as if you will, if you look at our world and Western society. And the idea is you battling with, I'm attracted to this woman, she fine, she got a lot of qualities I like, to the point where you're trying to weigh that against the stuff that clearly shows we're not compatible right now. You feel me? Like some of the things that you're wanting for yourself as a man, even how you said you sat there and went along with the idea of not fucking until marriage, and that was something that you weren't okay with. But like, she pretty, her energy good, she on some shit that you view as positive. You not standing on what you genuinely believe, so it's almost like you being fake. Cause you over here doing this song and dance with her. But this, if we had it my way as a man, I'd have been bust you down and still been pursuing you because I like you in that way. And it's just me being blunt. You gotta be willing to be honest so you don't compromise self. That's why I said, listen, I want you to understand, the only reason you think that is because you still caught up in a lot of the lust. Like if we talking as just two mature men with the discipline to be able to like not think with our dick, a female can be as fine as she want to be, but bruh, if I can't express myself with her, if I can't even be vulnerable, if the motherfucker telling me when I'm just speaking up about things that I want, that I'm like bothering her, or she feel like that's soft, how can I build with her? Ass fat, pussy might be good, but what you gonna do with it after that? That's the battle you in right now. You feel me? And it ain't even that it's bad. A lot of men, y'all got to experience that. You got to experience, because the only reason you thinking, what if I don't find something as good as that? As good as what? As good as somebody who got all the physical qualities and a little bit of the characteristics, but the main shit that's needed to build a relationship with you as a man, she don't got that. You're worried about not finding as good as that? Because if you really look at it for what it is, my principles as a man matters more than the fucking lust, because that fades over time. So I can find a bitch who, they may not look as good as her, they may not be exactly all the physical qualities I want, but if she listens to me like I need her to, if she gonna pour back into me like I need her to, I can grow into that man you just described that you want to be way easier. And that's when when the relationship becomes priceless. That's when you start watching how you move, because you don't want to lose her. Yes. Yes, and when you look at us as women,